It's an election year in America, and you know what that means. It means all of us citizens get to feel like the world is ending for several months, and then at the end of those several months, either your suspicions are confirmed and in fact the world is ending, or it's like your team won the Super Bowl in November. Isn't that fun? Isn't that how it should be? That seems right. It should feel that dire at every given moment of your entire life, that you should have to worry about what's going on in the greater scheme of things. Isn't that normal and healthy? I think that's normal and healthy. But maybe it isn't normal and healthy. Am I crazy for saying that? Am I crazy for thinking that maybe it's not normal and healthy to have to worry every 4 years about the fate of the entire world just because of who you're voting for? I don't think so. Now listen, I'm going to say right up top, I am not an expert. I'm not some sort of like learned political scientist. I really don't know a lot about like the intricacies of what's going on. I'm not going to present you with facts and figures. I'm not going to talk about tax policy or any of that stuff. This is just raw emotion. This is just me as an American citizen, a proud American citizen, might I say. This is just exactly how I feel about this, coming from my very uneducated standpoint. Now, I think that the problem with American politics and what has happened to American politics is that it's become about spectacle over service. That is the main issue that I have with it. It feels like all of the politicians that I like, or the politicians that I have deemed effective in their tenure in office, are people that are dedicated to be public servants first and foremost. What seems to be going on right now is the entire system has, and this is so fun to talk about, it seems like American politics have become professional wrestling. It seems like what's going on at the highest level of American politics is SummerSlam, is WrestleMania, it's Hell in a Cell, and we're all locked in with them. That's exactly how I feel about this. And I don't think that that's normal. I don't think that it's normal to be tuning into a political speech being like, oh, I hope they get some good jabs in. I hope they really cut a promo on their opponent and make them feel bad for ever being born. That doesn't seem right. That doesn't seem what you want out of an elected official. It upsets me that every time I turn on the TV, I have to be like, oh, I wonder what he said about her, or what her said about he, and what's going on. I would like health. Can I have health insurance? Can I own a home? I'm kind of done with the verbal jabs. I would just kind of like a better quality of life, please. Is that crazy? Is it out of the question as an American citizen for me to say, hey, I think my entertainment can stay at the movie theater and on like the Learning Channel, TLC. There's some great content over on TLC. Did you know that TLC stands for the Learning Channel? Isn't that crazy? Isn't that wild? Look at all these wonderful shows that you can see on the Learning Channel. Feel like you're learning something? More fun than watching Fox News or CNN, I'll tell you that. And some people would disagree, which is crazy. It's crazy that politics has become entertainment. That doesn't seem right to me. Now, I know that it's always been this way, in one shape, one form or another. You know, the spectacle of who's going to be president, it's always been like this big televised wonderful thing that we all have debates about. I think there was some, like, I think back in the day, I forget who it was, I think it was when JFK was running against somebody, was the first ever like televised debate, and just because like JFK had the wherewithal to wear makeup to look better on camera, that kind of won him the debate over whoever it was he was debating. Again, like I said, I'm not an expert at this sort of thing. What I really want to see is two dorks arguing about policy. That's what I want. I don't want personal insults. I don't want jokes. I want you to be talking about the issues and figuring out how to fix the issues. I don't want my entertainment to come from C-SPAN, and I don't think that I'm alone in saying that. I don't think I'm alone in saying that it's become a little bit of enough. It's run its course. It's too far. We've gone too far. It's too much. It's too much. It was fun for a little bit. I'll admit. It was fun when Donald Trump was making fun of Jeb Bush during those Republican debates. That was a lot of fun, okay? But I think the appropriate level of entertainment in politics came from the Obama administration. Obama did a great job of threading the needle. And I know everybody in the comments is going to be like, oh, you're a dumb liberal. Of course, that's how you feel, blah, 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 Obama, all that stuff. I'm just saying, if you're just a person with a pulse, you can understand that Obama was not just a great orator, a great speaker, a very stately president, somebody that you actually could take some amount of pride in being your head of state. And I'm sure, again, the people are like, no, that can't be that. No, that's not how I felt at all. I was embarrassed. I'm not talking to you. Okay? You're too far gone. Whether you realize it or not, you're too far gone, and there's nothing anybody can do to help you, much less your children who you probably don't talk to anymore. What I'm saying is, Obama was cool. It was fun the way he engaged with the media. It was like, oh, isn't it fun that he shoots a basketball every now and then? Oh, isn't it fun that he sings a song at his rally? Like at the end of the day, the president should feel like your fun uncle or aunt, that's kind of dorky and nerdy, but also has like a, oh, wait a minute, are you kind of cool every now and then? I think that's the appropriate level of entertainment value you should get out of a president. But if I could talk to these people, if I could talk to these political candidates that have turned this whole thing into this giant crazy spectacle that's more about like, it's become more of a Transformers movie than it is a presidential race at this point. It's about it's Michael Bay, giant explosions, and boom, 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 boom. That's kind of what I feel like this whole thing has become. And if I could talk to the candidates, if I could talk to our friend Kamala and our friend Donald, what I would say is, cool it. Cool it now. It's enough, okay? Tell me exactly what you're gonna do to fix things. Things are broken. Things are not working well. There's a lot of problems out there, and I don't care if it's Brat Summer, and I don't care if you're gonna go on some problematic streamer show and do a little dance and get a Cybertruck. I don't care about that stuff anymore. It's done. It's done. We've gone too far. It's become too much. We've had too much fun for too long. The party's over, and now it's time to clean up the mess. That's what I'm saying to you both right now. Stop being entertaining and start being good at your jobs. That is what we need in this country. We need people that are going to come in and be grown-ups, be adults, and fix some of the issues, okay? What I want out of a politician, I want you to be a little dork that loves paperwork. Can you do that for me? Can you be a little dork that loves paperwork, that can be a little bit charismatic during a speech every now and then? Because that's what I think is important. And hire good people. Would you hire some good people? Because that's honestly, with the limited stuff that I know about like the presidency in America, it's really about the cabinet. Hire good people, do the paperwork, sign the bills, be informed of what the people actually want and need, and work to do those things, and be kind of cool. We don't need you to be the coolest people in the world. We need you to be kind of cool, kind of fun. Maybe go on Comedians in Cars Getting Coffee. Wouldn't that be neat? Because we've had enough with the theatrics. I think we as a country, whether you realize it or not, whether the people out there realize it or not, it's become too much. The theatrics are too much. I don't like that I don't like the community theaterization of American politics. You see it with these people. You see with the way that these people talk and the way they behave in public. They wear costumes. Marjorie Taylor Greene is a community theater performer. That's what she is. She wears costumes. The way she speaks and the sound of her voice and the way that she says things, it's unrecognizable to normal people. It's bizarre. It's weird. It's very weird. And there are Democrats that do that as well. But it's weird. Stop being weird. I think Tim Walz has been talking about this. Can we all just stop being weird on both sides of the aisle and start talking like normal human beings? What happened to that? What happened to normalness? What happened to standing 10 toes down and just speaking regular instead of speaking in like hyperbole and as if you're giving a monologue? You know what I mean? I don't know if it can be fixed. I don't know if American politics can be fixed. I don't know if Bob the Builder can pull his truck up and be like, all right, it's time to roll up our sleeves and figure out this thing because the ship needs to be written. Written? Write it. The ship needs to be. What I'm saying is, I have a lot of hope. I have high hopes that things can be fixed, that we can figure it out and move forward. And because we always have. We've had issues in this country before. We've had many issues in this country before where things have felt divided. And a lot of people want you to forget that. A lot of people want you to forget that there have been awful times here where people have been pitted against each other by the media, by our politicians, by the people in charge, all of those things. We've gone through that before many times, and we've always come out on the other side. And that's what I want. I don't want to feel like I can't talk to certain relatives because of our differences of who's sitting in the White House. I just think it's silly that we have attached like this value to politicians as if they're our favorite baseball team now, and that there's rivalries and all these things. Because at the end of the day, these people work for us. Politicians work for us, the people. They are supposed to be doing what we want them to do to make our day-to-day lives marginally better, because no one's coming to save you. That's the biggest thing in all this. No one's coming to save you. No one is going to fix you. Your favorite politician that you buy merch from, God help you, if you're buying merch for a politician, I encourage you to take a close look in the mirror and be like, what has happened to me? Because no one's coming to save you, okay? I know I've said that a couple times now, but I really want to drive home that point. It's up to you. It's up to you and the people in your day-to-day life to try to make your community, your life, a little bit better every day. Because nothing's perfect. Nothing's gonna be perfect. Lord knows I know not everything's perfect. I started playing pickleball recently. How pathetic is that? I have no business out there playing pickleball, okay? There are really nice people out there. There are really kind people. I am a sick and twisted individual. I do not need to be exposing the fine folks out on the pickleball court to the peccadillos that go on in my brain, okay? But I've got great hopes that it can be fixed. I have great hopes that that we can come out on the other side of probably not this election. I think this election we're a little bit too close to it and we're already a little bit too far gone. But hopefully maybe after this election it'll be a palate cleanser and we can just do a kind of a nice little reset of everything, okay? And I don't know, maybe this is a deeper issue. Maybe this has very little to do with like my actual feelings about like the world of politics and the state of things. And maybe it has something to do with I told people, don't look for somebody to save you. Don't look for that. Maybe just do something in your own life with your own community that could fix things. Maybe I need to take my own advice. Maybe this has something to do with my fear of feeling powerless, because that's what politics makes me feel. Every time that I start thinking about the big picture of politics, especially the presidential election and things like that, I get queasy in my tummy because I'm realizing how little control I have over my life and the lives of others. Did you ever think about that? Do you ever think about that there's really like 4 people in the world that could decide to just kind of end it and at any point? Does that make you feel good? Does that make you feel happy? It doesn't make me feel good or happy. It makes me feel like, what have we done? What have we done with this gift? This gift that we have called life, where it's just like, couldn't we all just be eating fruit and running around on beaches and enjoying each other's company? No. We had to build borders and we had to build systems so that we could feel we have some sort of like a purpose or a meaning or something like that. But really, all we did was build prisons for ourselves. We've built these prisons for ourselves, and I honestly I have no idea why. I've been trying to rationalize it for a while as to what exactly went so wrong with the gift of consciousness that humanity was given, and I really have no answer for it. I think the answer is that the sun just kind of needs to expand so big that it swallows up the Earth and all the other planets around us, and then we just kind of return to cosmic dust from whence we came, and it's like none of this ever happened, because that's what's ultimately all this is about. And when you're on that website buying a hat that says like it's the slogan of your favorite political candidate, I invite you to think about, while you're pressing checkout on your cart, that all of this is going to get swallowed up by the sun one day. And I guess in conclusion, all I have to say is, God, I wish we could elect some people that actually care about helping others and helping the country and helping us to have a higher quality of life rather than getting clicks online. Thank you all so much, and please subscribe.